Hi, Victor Manesh here in Los Angeles. I'm here with my good friend Doug Solomon.
Hey,
Doug.
Victor. Good to see you.
Likewise. Doug and I have worked together now for a couple of years on a few different projects. We developed a friendship initially before ever doing business together. And Doug, I thought it'd be useful for some of our viewers to talk about a project that we just decided to work together on.
Sure.
And you know, it's interesting. We developed a friendship long before we decided to do business together.
Yep.
And you know, one of the things that I liked about you is that you've got a business mind. You ask the same kind of questions that I do. You look at things analytically, critically, and you ask tough questions. You have a background in business long before you got into real estate investment.
Yep.
I guess your family started in the Anheuser-Busch beer business. Tell us a bit about that.
We did. I really grew up in the distribution business. My background ever since I was a kid, I was in the distribution business all the way up through, my 20s. And then also have some retail background before getting into the real estate business. So a lot of the principles that I learned in business and how to look at businesses stemmed from that, really.
Yeah. And we decided to look at a project together this past week, and I thought it might be useful to go through that for our viewers.
Absolutely.
When I approached you about it, it wasn't with the intention of doing an investment together. I actually just wanted to get your advice because, like I said, I value your opinion. And then you looked at it and said, wow, that's interesting. I might be interested in working on it with you. And I find that that's often how it works.
Boy, I couldn't agree with you more. So much of the partners that I have come just from talking about the project.
Right.
And even asking advice. Hey, take a look at this. Or just punch holes in it for me. What do you think about this project?
Yeah.
And then people get excited about it and they see that it's a good project.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, so why don't I go through some of the details of it?
Sure.
Okay, because we talked about it and we very quickly arrived at something that this was something we might want to do together. So this is a duplex. It's in downtown Philadelphia, about 8 blocks from Temple University.
Yep.
And it's in an area where we hold a number of other income properties, predominantly student housing. And we found that this duplex was essentially being undervalued. It doesn't happen that often, but it was being undervalued in our estimation by about $120,000. And that stemmed from two things. Number one, the income for the property was low. It was being rented out not correctly. It was only pulling in about $1,500 a month in rent, whereas to students it could bring more like $2,500 a month. And therefore the value was it was being undervalued. The other piece of it is there's a vacant lot next to the property that we can build on that comes as part of the package. And if we value the land, just the land value alone, it was about an additional $20,000. So together we see about $120,000 of additional value in the project,
right,
without really doing anything. So that to me said this is a compelling project. Now,
well, let me just say, from the funding partner standpoint,
yes.
And again, we didn't look at this even to work together. It looks like we are going to work together. But what did it show me as a potential funding partner? It showed me that, one, he had done his due diligence. Very, very important. And the biggest thing for me, and I think for most funding partners, despite what they may tell you, is safety and security.
Yeah, absolutely.
I felt you had done your due diligence. I felt the deal was safe, and I felt that my money would be secure.
Yeah.
So I think that you hit all the things that a funding partner would want.
Well, that and I guess the other part is that we actually have a track record in the area. We've done 7 buildings in the area up to now.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so we've worked with lenders. We know how to get the right valuations. So
you know your numbers.
Yeah, we know our numbers. We've got 2 other buildings only a few blocks away that are valued much more than what we're paying for this property. And
right.
Very similar.
Well, that certainly, and again, it makes me feel very safe and secure when you brought all that up, and that goes into the due diligence. It's like, look, here we have just not even a half a mile away, we have properties that are performing at these numbers.
Right.
So it's not guessing; it's actual data that lets a partner really make an educated decision on a project like this.
Yeah.
And all the lights are green on it.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, when we had our conversation about it, it wasn't just that this is a good deal. We're also looking at, is this something that would fit?
Yes.
Right. So, do the goals of the project align with your goals as a funding partner in terms of time frame, in terms of size of investment, in terms of rate of return, in terms of all the things? Does it fit or not fit?
Of course. And look, we both work with a lot of different funding partners. I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make is they make assumptions.
Right.
And you have to find out what are the wants and needs of your partners. And of course, we work together, so we think a lot alike.
Yeah.
But as you talk to other partners, yes, everything has to align like that. You know, how long can you place the money? What are you going to do? How is it going to come back to you? So those are really important questions as you look for more money and as you work with different funding partners. I'm really excited about this project, and I think it's going to be fantastic.
One of the questions that I often get, or one of the comments I often get from people who are new to real estate, is they feel uncomfortable in asking for money.
Mm-hmm.
And in our discussion, was there any point where you felt like I was asking you for money?
No, not at all. And I think that's a great distinction. And look, we all started somewhere.
Right.
And it is, sometimes it's uncomfortable. And one of the best places you can go is your sphere of influence.
Right.
A lot of people don't think that. They think that they have to go to a hedge fund or some big outfit. What about your dentist? What about your doctor? The people that already know and trust you. And one of the things that you can do is not ask for money at all. Just like you didn't ask me for money.
Right.
You said, hey, let me bounce this project off you. You can do the same thing with people that you know.
Yeah.
Bounce it off them. And then if they may show some interest, so they may say, you know what, you ought to bring it to this person.
Yes.
And so that's a great way to get it when you're not asking for money, you're just asking for somebody's opinion
Right,
and,
right.
and for their help. And if they know you, they're going to help you.
Well, I'm excited about this project. I think we're going
I
to
think
have a
it's
lot of fun
awesome.
with it. Yeah.
I'm really excited about it too, as
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
We always have a good time.
Yeah, thanks, Doug.
Yeah, thank you.